What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we need to talk about some good Digimon news. Yeah, there's fun stuff happening in the world of Digimon, ladies and gentlemen. So what am I going to do? Not bring you the news? No! That does not sound like me, ladies and gentlemen. That does not sound like me. It turns out that over in Japan, they have had another Tamer Battle pack, which has gone and been revealed, announced, etc. So we need to have a little bit of a look about it. Now, this is going to be for Tamer Battles happening over in Japan in February 2021. And I know at this stage, a bunch of you are probably going, well, hang on a second, Wassy. You're telling me, you're trying to talk to me about all of these things happening in Japan right now. Why do I care? And that is an excellent question. And the answer to that question is that we are going to start having these Tamer Battles soon. And in the same way that our boxes follow Japan's boxes, seriously, I mean, if you look at the pack art for BT5 in Japan and compare it to the pack art for BT5 outside of Japan, it looks very similar. The set name has changed from Battle of Omega to Battle of Omni, because they call it Omegamon, we call it Omnimon, although I am genuinely a little bit triggered that in Japan it's called Battle of Omega, and they've got the Greek letter Omega behind it, which makes perfect sense. And over here it's called the Battle of Omni, but they've still got the Greek letter Omega behind it, which doesn't make any sense because Omega is not part of the name, and that is not the Greek letter for Omni, it's the Greek letter Omega, and I don't like it and it makes me sad. But also, you'll notice there's 112 cards, and they are basically the same set. Well, we are seeing a very similar thing when it comes to Tamer Battles over here. Because the first Tamer Battle pack that we are going to be getting is exactly the same as the first Tamer Battle pack that Japan got. So, yes, okay, fine, this is for Japan, not for us now. But I think it is extremely fair to say that we are going to be getting these at some point in the not too distant future. Incidentally, this is Tamer Pack 4 over in Japan, so we might have a little bit of a wait before it makes its way over here, because we're going to have to, you know, get to that stage. But make no mistake about it, this is a very cool thing that we should be rather excited about. Now, generally speaking, when these things happen, sometimes Japan has a special winner's prize, and there is a special winner's prize here, designed only for the winner. Now, I have heard some stores talk about this being raffled off, etc. It is supposed to be for the winner, and it is an alternate art special shiny version of Chimeramon. You'll notice that so far all of the winners' cards have looked like this, with this particular kind of print. And Chimeramon is a really cool one to get here, because Chimeramon's a really good card that has been seeing a bunch of play, both in Japan and in our Booster 1.0 format. And there is absolutely no reason to believe that this might be changing anytime soon. This is a very cool card. It is a 7 cost to play normally, which is quite expensive. But when you play it, you get to delete one of your Digimon to delete one of your opponent's level 5 or lower Digimon. But one of the things that Purple do so well is having really good deletion skills, like the Impmon that lets you trash the top 3 cards of your deck, bearing in mind how many Purple cards can play Digimon from the trash, or the Impmon that lets you draw a card when it is deleted. We've got the Garurumon with an inheritable skill that says when one of your other Digimon is deleted, you gain a memory. So there's plenty of advantages that you can get from having your Digimon deleted, and you get to delete one of your opponents. This is a very cool thing. It is going to be a great, like a really great prize card. The thing to remember is we did actually look already at another card, which is going to be coming out in BT5, one we looked at just the other day. It's at level 7 Omnimon's Wart. When you Digivolve, you may trash the top 3 cards of your deck, and then play up to 2 black or purple Digimon with a play cost of 8 or less from your trash without paying their memory cost. And I said it at the time, and I'm going to say it again now very clearly, I don't think there is a better combo here than the combo with Chimeramon. So this is a good card that is likely to only get better in the future, and there's going to be a lovely winner's print of the card. The good news is you don't have to get the winner's print. There is a regular alternate art print as well, if that makes any kind of actual sense. So that's rather lovely. As in, when you rock up, everybody should get a pack with all 4 in, and then the winner will get the shiny version. I think if you want to place that in a shiny version, it ain't gonna be cheap. What about the other 3 cards that are coming then? Well, it looks like we are getting an alternate art reprint of SIRENDON, and SIRENDON's a cool card. We're not talking some kind of like game-breaking, wonderful, magic, mega uber card, but we are talking about a card which is a 5 cost to play normally, 2 cost to Digivolve level 5. I mean, it's got the same stats as my boy Monzemon, and if you've been looking at any blue decks lately, blue decks have been doing very well in the Booster 1.0 format, you will notice that Monzemon tends to see an awful lot of play in those kind of decks. So in comes SIRENDON. I mean, another way to put it is that if you line up all of the yellow level 5 Digimon side by side, SIRENDON is the cheapest to play, it is the only 5 cost to play, and it is the joint cheapest to Digivolve. There are other 2 cost to Digivolve. In fact, I'm looking on DigimonCard.dev. There are a couple. So there are a couple of others, but you know what? Still pretty good. We are getting ourselves an alternate art version of Andromon here. And Andromon, I mean, again, these are all cards that actually did make their way out in Booster 1.0, so they are among the early cards. And if we take a look at Andromon, I mean, obviously it's got blocker, because it's a black card, and like they all have blocker. But what we've just got here is a 7 cost to play normally, 3 cost to Digivolve, 7,000 power blocker. It's not particularly cheap, it's not particularly powerful, but there really aren't many level 5 blockers that we see in the game at the moment. Level 5s with blocker tend to be quite rare. So, you know what? Yeah. If anyone's wondering, the only other 2 level 5s with blocker out there are Etamon and Cherrymon. So now you know the whole list, which I assume is something you wanted to know. And if you didn't, come on, if you watch this channel by now, you know I'm a completionist, ladies and gentlemen. It was always going to happen. Although, why did we get Metal Etamon in Booster 1.0, but we didn't get regular Etamon? Like, I cannot be the only one that's still a little bit weirded out by this. Elsewhere, we have got a lovely blue card, the final one we need to have a little bit of a chat about. And we are talking Aeroveedramon. I do think it's kind of funny how they're all level 5. It's not kind of ha-ha funny, it doesn't really amuse me like that, but it's kind of interesting and kind of weird that they'd go and, hey, have random level 5s from 4 of the 6 colours. This is nice. Also, no red promo card, and red's always got the love, and red was started Echo 1, so in your face, red. As for Aeroveedramon, it's a cool card, but it's a rather specific card. When you Digivolve, if you got a blue Tamer, one of your blue Digimon becomes active, so might I suggest playing blue Tamers. And it's got an inheritable skill, whereby if it becomes active during your main phase, it gains jamming. So, essentially, you Digivolve into it, make one of your blue Digimon active, and then if it happens to be a Digimon that's Digivolved from Aeroveedramon, they get jamming as well. Jamming, of course, being that really cool skill whereby you will not be deleted by security Digimon, no matter how powerful they actually are. I mean, when it comes to Aeroveedramon here, it's really whether you're playing Old Force Veedramon or not. Because when one of your blue Tamers becomes suspended, you unsuspend it. And when you become unsuspended, you gain a memory. It really is a deck where the evolution line builds up to play with blue Tamers and unsuspending and things of that nature. So if you want to be playing around with an Old Force Veedramon deck, you're going to need Aeroveedramon. And it's not like this is the first time we've ever seen Aeroveedramon. It's a card that came around in BT2. We've seen this before. But if you want to play this deck, this is a cool alternate art version of it. For anyone that's wondering, the Old Force Veedramon line was not actually in Booster 1.0, so you are going to have to wait a few minutes, I'm afraid, if you want to be playing that in English. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen, 4 lovely alternate art promos, one of which is also coming as a rather spiffingly fancy winners card. And as of all of this kind of stuff, I want to know which of these you want, I want to know which of these you're excited by, and I want to know which of these you want to come out in English as soon as humanly possible. So let me know in the comment section, would ya? Go nuts, be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at the Wasi. That's where we talk Digimon and a whole bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all kinds of fun things. But by far the most important thing is always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wasi Plays.